Hey y'all, welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. This is my last video of the night. I thought I was doing good trying to knock out 3 videos in one day. Like I said in my previous 2 videos, I was out of town for Thanksgiving holidays. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And I was in Illinois doing a family refresh, and I just did not want to make videos, and I brought all my equipment and everything, and I wanted me and my sister to do a video, but I was just having so much fun. I didn't have a chance. And since I'm new to YouTube, I want my content to be consistent. So I want to get my videos out, and I planned on doing 3 videos today, and I had got 2 out, and I did Real Housewives of Atlanta episode 4, and I didn't have any makeup on. I thought I looked a hot mess. So I put on a little bit of foundation and eyeshadow and did Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion Part 2. And then I got swept up in errands again. Like, I have to go to work tomorrow, and I just had to get so much stuff done today to prepare for tomorrow. So now it's the end of the night and football is on, but I don't really care about the game tonight. So I said, let me knock out this last Real Housewives of Atlanta video so I could just totally put my pajamas on and be done. So my notes are to the side. I'm not even that professional tonight because I'm using my little selfie stick because I'm really tired, but I want to be consistent. And I now have mad respect for everyone who has a long-term YouTube channel, especially everyone who also edits all their videos, and they can knock out 3 or 4 videos a night. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know how hard it was, and that's amazing to me because this is really a lot of work. And I don't even edit because I haven't figured that out yet, but just getting the videos done is a lot of work. So tonight, this video tonight, Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 5. Let me see what it was called. The Gift That Keeps on Giving. It was a shady episode. It kind of brought you back to what the housewives are known for, which is being shady. I think some people's shade hits below the belt. But before we even get into the episode, because it really wasn't, this one wasn't hitting on too much either. It was the Bailey Q, and we all know last year they played Pass the Peach. This year it was some different kind of shade. But to me, it's a part of the game. I feel like these girls know that in the confessionals, they're going to shade each other just for entertainment value. And some of it is light. But some of the girls hit below the belt. And I'm mainly speaking of Eva. And I ain't going to go back and forth because I know people like Kenya's done it in the past. Nene does it all the time. Marlo's known for it. But all of them can own up to what they said. And to me, Eva, she says very hurtful shade, and then she forgets she says it, or she forgets the narrative of she only remembers what other people have done to her, and so that's her excuse. Because I heard her on the radio this morning about, we'll get into that later because I'm going too fast, but as an overview, Eva is starting to become a Kelly Price to me, like someone who I loved, and I ain't really love Eva, but I did like Eva from Top Model. I enjoyed her there, and I've enjoyed some of the acting jobs that she's done throughout the years. But I loved Kelly Price, and when Kelly Price got on, what was that, R&B Divas, and showed her whole ass and her personality, it turns you off. And some celebrities should not do reality TV because they some celebrities need to be like Beyonce. Not saying that Beyonce has a bad personality. I love Beyonce, but she keeps all her business out the street. She only sprinkles out on IG and little TV specials or her own documentaries now and then of what she wants you to know about her. She's very private. Some people need to be like Beyonce and keep all of their business out the street. Just sprinkle your personality out there every once in a while, because it's turn offish when people really see if the real you is against other people's personalities. And that's kind of where Eva is. It's like she's kind of turning me off a little bit, but I got my selfie stick, y'all. It's not stable. I couldn't do the whole works. But let's get into this episode because it's very quick. Okay, my notes. See my notes. I'm in the bed. My notes are on the side. Cynthia calls Portia, told Portia it's the Bailey Q. They what Cynthia said, you can't bring your baby. It's baby's free party. And I understand that. As a person who has a teenager, I love babies. Like my niece and nephew, I love little kids. And I love to hold a baby, do a little nose thing with the baby, all of that fun, cute stuff. But when it's time for an adult time party, I don't want no kids around. I've been there. I've done that. I've had to take my son to plenty of events that were adults only, especially as being a single mom, where he's the only little 3-year-old or 4-year-old at the dinner, and he has to sit there and be quiet. It's very uncomfortable. I understand Portia's side of the thing, but now that I'm on the other side of that flip coin, where this 16-year-old can sit in the house and play that video game and entertain himself while I go do adult things, I understand having adults only free time. Portia, get that nanny. Lauren ain't have to come to the party. Lauren could have stayed at home with Pilar and whatever her baby name is. Watch the kids for the night and be done with it. Like, what? I ain't gonna go there, but pretty much Cynthia wanted the kids free, Bailey Q. The drama erupts later, but Portia had to bring Pilar. Next, Portia and Kenya went baby dancing. I thought it was cute, but a very unnecessary scene, but we had to fill it up for some reason for Portia and Kenya to be together. And I thought it was cute. They advertised the ladies' little baby dancing class, and I wish I could have done some stuff like that. I didn't really know about it back when Cheeks was a baby, and I probably also didn't have time because I was working, but that was cute. And it really was just an excuse for them to come talk things out. Kenya's still telling everybody her and Mark aren't having sex. Who cares? I don't mean who cares, but I mean, she's told everybody that. And I got a question about that towards the end of this. But next, the Tuckers. Now, I like this scene. Riley's going to New York. She has a law internship. And it's not like Candy sent her 16-year-old to the big city by herself. She had a family friend stay with Riley, kind of keep a watch over her. And Riley doesn't seem like the kid that's going to go out there and drink and do drugs and party and go wild. I really feel like Riley has goals. I really do feel like Riley does want to be an attorney, or at least has interest in it and wants to learn more about it. So I think it's amazing that Candy's able to get her daughter an internship through her connections. As parents, that's what we should do. Like, if my son ever had any, he doesn't he doesn't want to be in finance. He hates math. But if he ever did want to be in finance and I have the hookup to get him an internship in my department, because I'm an accounting supervisor, I'm going to do that. And at least, even if it's paid or unpaid, at least come out and get the experience to see if you really like it. Because you never really know if it's something you want to do until you try it out. And then the way jobs are nowadays, you have to have that experience. And everyone can't afford to do it. I can't afford to send my son to New York. But as a parent, you do want to help your children have the best setup in life. And I think it's amazing Candy got Riley that internship. I think it's amazing experience for Riley, because you have to have experience on your resume. And these kids are going to learn the hard way. And I think it's nice that Candy recognizes you have to prepare your kids to be without you. And I try to do that with my son. Like, I do send him on college tours, and it might be a week at a time where he's away. And he's definitely done plenty of football camps where he's been away. He's done church camps where he knows how to be away from home, how to act. And kids also enjoy that freedom away from home. And then again, like when my son was much smaller, he used to spend like the whole summer at Nana and Grandpa's house. So my son is, I think he'll do well with being away from home. It's going to be hard for me. I know I'm gonna. All parents go through the empty nest adjustment, but I don't even want to think about that. But I like that Candy is, listening to her daughter, and she's able to help her explore the path that she wants to go. And I thought that was an amazing opportunity. Now, I did notice a little bit of jealousy with, what's Todd's daughter name? Kyla? I don't know. I gotta do better with my notes. I don't remember the child's name. I'm gonna call her Kyla. If I'm wrong, correct me. But and let me know if you kind of read it too. I kind of feel like Candy does want to do things for Todd's daughter, and Candy probably doesn't have any problem spoiling her, but Todd is against it. And I'm like, why? Why would you want? And in next episode, we kind of see how she says like, "Dad, you aren't affectionate towards me," and I kind of want to see where that conversation goes next week. But why would you want to have that dissension between the two sisters? I mean, they didn't become sisters until, I'm gonna say, later in life. Like Eva said, I mean, we gonna get to that later in life comment, but they were both much older when they became sisters. I believe Kyla is her name Kyla? She was about 18 when she moved in with them, and Riley was about 14, maybe 13, 14. I don't know. But they were much older when they became sisters, and she probably saw, like, wow, Riley is getting a Porsche, and I just got my dad's old Honda, and because I think Todd did give her his old car, which to me is great. Like, my son don't even have a car. He driving whatever is out there that's available for you to drive, and you still got to ask permission. So, I mean, I can understand amongst the Rick's kids, she's probably like, Riley's getting all these opportunities, and my dad is making me work. Because I remember one episode she was working at Old Lady Gang. I got to work at Old Lady Gang and make my own money. And I did remember a couple of seasons ago, Riley shaded her and was like, when I'm your age, I'm be in college and you sitting around here working. Look, college isn't for all kids. But the way they pour into Riley's interests, maybe if they knew what she was interested in, they can pour into her the same way and get her set up, because she is grown. Riley is still only, a junior, senior now in high school. So maybe Todd is being tougher on her because maybe he sees a laziness bone. I don't know. I ain't in these people's house. But I did kind of get that feeling of maybe a little bit of jealousy of Kyla. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong. To Riley. And they should probably fix that. They don't want the sisters to be jealous of each other. But again, kudos to Candy. I thought that was amazing. You supported Riley and you set her up with an internship, and you sent her off to New York and let her have that life experience, because I would love to just visit New York. It looks like an amazing city. Next, Neely and Marlo got together, and I think Giovanna came in, and this whole scene is setting up for the week when the recording comes out, because Giovanna was like, I went to Cynthia and she was talking mess about you. Now let me tell you what I think about this. One, Giovanna, the way last season ended, nobody was fooling with Nene. But who did she not unfollow? Shamari. And Shamari ain't there. And she didn't unfollow Marlo. So all really Nene is filming with is Marlo. And they sprinkling Giovanna in there. And she was a mess last season. I don't know. Why did they invite Giovanna back and not Shamari? I like Shamari. But it is what it is. But Giovanna's only purpose is to be Nene's mouthpiece in scenes where Nene cannot be invited to because they ain't that close yet, and to start mess. And I feel like she's so new to the scene. Whatever little minimum check they giving her is probably a great addition to her family's income. And she's here for the mess. She don't care. Um, what they say. I just put Yvonne shut up on my notes. But I mean, why, if you're trying to get to know everyone, and forget all that. My conspiracy theory is Nene and Cynthia, it really ain't that deep, and they doing all of this for a storyline. Because they've been here before, they made up before. The end of last season, to me, really wasn't that deep. We all know Nene overreacted, but I think Nene is so deep in the reality game, she knows how to play it. Like, girl, come over here, say some shit about me. Giovanna, tape it, because it's a scene I saw in a preview. I don't know where it comes up, where someone tells Cynthia, and I think we're going to see it soon, that somebody recorded you. And the way she acted was so bad acting fake to me. But that was just a preview. I was like, is this real? Like, and her and Nene are kind of cool now. Like, I don't know. I don't care about this. I feel like Giovanna is brought in to kind of be the troublemaker, bone carrier of the season for Nene. And she's probably going to do some messed up stuff to get the heat off of Nene. And Nene's going to wiggle her way back in with the girls. Which I don't care, because I love Nene. And I want to see her interact with more of the girls. Even if it is to throw shade. I like Nene, and I want to see her on the screen with more than only Marlo and Giovanna. So let's hurry up and get to the fixing of this. Next, we finally get to the Bailey Q. If anything happened in between, I didn't write it down. And I didn't write that much down about the Bailey Q because it was too much going on and not all of it was important. The main part of the Bailey Q, first, Portia calls and is like, look, I got a nanny. This is her first night on the job. I'm not leaving my baby with her alone. So my nanny, Lauren, and Pilar are coming. Give us a space in the house. They'll sit. I'm on film. And Cynthia agreed. She was like, if you leave to check on Pilar one time, you, Pilar, and all your entourage got to go. Which I understand. This is adult party. So now Cynthia feels so bad that, okay, I told Portia Pilar could come. What's her name? Kenya gonna be pissed. So let me hurry up and call Kenya and tell her Brooklyn can come. But Kenya is now like, forget you, Cynthia. You already told me no. I done worked it out. My nanny is set. It's cool. Brooklyn, sleep. We out. Click. She hung up on Cynthia, which was kind of bitchy, but who cares? I mean, Cynthia, Kenya ain't nothing but another Nene. And I feel like maybe sooner than later you're going to realize that. But it's also all for TV. But that moment when Kenya hung up the phone, that was real. She was over you, Cynthia. Okay, so next, Eva's the first one to get there. She starts shading Kenya for some reason. I don't remember, but she, something came out about Kenya, and, she was explaining the baby situation and how Kenya hung up the phone, and Eva kind of, I don't know why, she took it as a moment to be shady to Kenya and was like, you being a later in life mom over the hill, you would know you gotta get your babysitter stuff to get whatever they were talking about. She shaded Kenya for having a later in life baby, which nowadays people are doing it left and right, and kudos to them. I don't have any problem with it. If you can have a baby in your 40s, hell, Janet Jackson had one at 50, and you want to bring life into this world and you can afford to do it, by all means, do you. Me, at 41, with a 16-year-old, that ship has sailed. I don't want to do it. Don't put it on me and my husband. It's not gonna happen. Um, but I don't have a problem with anyone who does. I think children are a blessing. A lot of people put their careers first. Some people happen to get pregnant younger in life. Some people wait until they're older, and there's nothing wrong with it, and you shouldn't shade that. And then she got on the radio and doubled down and said, well, I only said that later in life. She forgot to mention she also called her over the hill, because she was like, after 35, medically, that is a late in life pregnancy, but she called it a geriatric pregnancy, which the word geriatric just sounds even worse. Eva is being a bitch. She's being a bitch. She's throwing digs, and then when people come back at her, she runs because she's pregnant. And I'm gonna say this, Eva, you and your husband can have as many kids as y'all want to have. Have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be Kiki Wyatt for all I care. But don't come on the show next season if you pregnant, because you can be pregnant and talk all the shit you want to talk about other people, but as soon as somebody comes back at you, oh, I'm pregnant, I gotta think about my baby, I'm out. Stay out. Don't come to more group events. How about you just shut your mouth? How about you just quit the show until you drop your baby? Because you start a lot of this and then you use your pregnancy as a way to get out of it. Don't start shit. Now, I understand you pregnant, you don't need that stress. But to me, this season, ain't nobody really came for you. Like, most people have just tried to get to know you. And I'm going to also say this while we talking about that comment, because we going to get back to the shade of the gift. They flashed back. Eva didn't. Cynthia was the one who said Eva reads energy or whatever. But if you looked at how screwed up Eva's face was when Portia asked her, why didn't you bring the kids? I don't know that lady. As much as I heard about her and how y'all do in these groups when Kenya is around, I don't want to bring my... Like, the way her face was screwed up when she was giving her answer. And she didn't say energy, but she also said she didn't want to bring her kids to an event with Kenya. So it could have been a change of words. She probably didn't mean it. Maybe she just was irritated that Portia asked. I don't know. But you have been talking shit about Kenya, and Kenya really, she hasn't said anything about you. But let's move on, because I don't care about Kenya either. I already said Pilar can attend. Eva shaded somebody. Okay. A whole bunch of other people came. The next major thing I remember was, I think, what happened next? I can't remember the order, but what happened next, I think Portia came with Pilar and they got set up, and Kenya went out to the car and got the gift, and she gave it to Portia. Portia, she said this baby had another home, because Portia didn't recognize it at first. And then when she said something about energy, Portia was like, this is Eva. And she explained to everybody, this, Eva gave Kenya this gift, and now she regifting it to me. And everyone read it as shady. It was shady. And then, but Portia was like, look, don't get me involved in this shit. We about to squash this right now. So she went out and it's like, Eva, blah, 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 here go the gift. And that's when they went through the exchange, and she was like, well, I didn't say that about you. And she was like, Kenya was like, well, Portia and Cynthia said it. And then they got into a back and forth match about the energy comment. And I don't feel like, if Kenya is someone you really don't know, who really has any done nothing to you. Yes, it was shady. She gave the gift back to Portia, but Portia was trying to come and piece to squash it. I feel like that's something y'all could have talked out right then and there and squashed it. Now I know eventually somewhere throughout the season y'all do squash it because y'all say y'all cool now. But based on Twitter and people finally seeing the episodes and finally seeing the underhanded things you probably have not admitted to saying, it might be some beef again. It's a part of the show, but I think at this moment, I think Kenya was starting to get on Eva. I think Eva finally left when Marlo came. Because Marlo, I want I think Wendy one day had a poll of like who thinks Marlo should have a peach, and I had my hand up like give Marlo a peach because if anything, she knows how to play the TV game. She's gonna come, she's gonna give it to you, and she don't care. And I agree with Eva. Marlo is mean just for the sake of being mean, but she's funny and she slays. And I want Marlo to have a peach. Get her on the show. And I think Marlo, gosh, I ain't take good notes. It was so much that happened at the Bailey Q. But Marlo was the reason why Eva left. And as soon as she left, she said, forget her. She's fake and she lives beyond her means. Hilarious. Now, side note. I don't want to just get on Eva's case, but she irritates me the most so far. The whole season, end of last season, she was like, we got to move. I don't want my ex to know where I live. They blasted my address. And we all know Kevin McCall is crazy. And I believe Eva when she says she doesn't want him to know where she lives and all of that. But this week, you bought a house and you had a huge picture of it plastered on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. For someone, you don't want nobody to know where you live. Why are you tweeting out your house? And I didn't see any numbers blurred. And you know how crazy these people are. And they could do stuff to zoom down and figure out where you... Like, I wouldn't even told nobody I bought a house. It ain't nobody's business. Really? And if you're that secure, like you have to have... You said you had to have the FBI involved in your security of him knowing where you lived. Why the very next season are you out in the front yard of your new house like, yay, I live here, I bought it, congratulate me, I can, whatever what she said about living in her means. Girl, we know your husband is a lawyer. We all hear you on Ricky Smiley every morning. We know you got a little bit of coins. You probably got more coins than most of the people watching you on TV. If security is your main concern, we don't have to see your house. Like, we believed you last season. Okay, but off of Eva, let's get on. So, Kenya was shady. She re-gifted the gift. Some more stuff happened. I think at the end, Cynthia came back because she walked Eva out after Eva left. And they got on Cynthia for having aggressive friends. Cynthia does surround herself with aggressive people. Mal didn't like how Kenya was talking to Cynthia because I think amongst the argument of Kenya and Eva, Cynthia butted in because Kenya was about to go back a couple of seasons about when Eva said Cynthia paid Will to date them. Like, that's been squashed. Obviously, they're like best friends now. So, obviously, Cynthia forgave Eva for saying that or whatever happened with that. And she was kind of telling Cynthia, like, you be quiet. You stay out of it. Like, Cynthia was like, I'm a grown-ass woman. I can say whatever I want to say. And then it was funny because at the table, what did Cynthia say? She was like, I don't have a problem checking anybody sitting around this table, telling them anything I want to say, and I could check any. And then everybody bust out laughing like, girl, you ain't checking nobody. And I kind of feel like Cynthia, she does surround herself with stronger people, usually people who fight her battles for her, like Nene and Cam. But they also will fight against you if you not kissing their ass the way they want you to kiss their ass. And then finally, Yvonne was like, well, they said somebody, I don't know how Nene came up. And Yvonne blurted out that you was talking shit about Nene to me. And Cynthia was like, look, I didn't send for you. You came to my wine shop and I was talking to you about how I felt about Nene with Cynthia. That was dumb move number one. You don't really know Yvonne. Why are you telling her anything about Nene? Which goes back to my theory is that shit's probably all fake. Because you don't know her to be spilling your guts out about how you feel about Nene. So I don't care about that. I'm gonna have to wait and see how this whole tape develops before I decide if that's real or fake. It's TV drama, so I'm gonna roll with it. Next, the last shady part is everyone comes to the living room. Cynthia kicks Pilar and the nanny downstairs like, look, we in the living room. Y'all get out. And they played an awards game. Now, she had a couple of awards they showed on TV. Now, while they were playing this, I noticed Portia had an award, but she didn't win nothing on camera. So I'm wondering what her medal was really for. They didn't show that category. The first category was Best Twerk. It was opportunity for Portia to tilt her ass up and twerk. Great. Shamia did something on the ground. I wasn't impressed. I would have gave it to Portia, but I know Shamia's the dancer, so they probably seen Shamia shake it down plenty of times in the past. But if we were going by what we saw, and then somebody nominated Cynthia to get up there and embarrass herself. Cynthia, stop. It was cute. It was funny, but you know you weren't winning that. They gave it to Shamia. Next, the shadiest. Marlo got the shadiest one. I think Kenya wanted it. They wanted to give it to Eva, but they were like, Eva ain't here. And Marlo said something about living beyond the means again. Like, Marlo, you got to shade her with something else. Like, we know, okay, last year she was living beyond her means. She done been on this show a couple of seasons. She got a couple of checks. Ricky Smiley, I'm sure, is paying her good. She filled in for Portia on Dish. That TV check was probably good. Her husband's a lawyer. They might not be Nene rich, but they got some coins. Leave the child alone. So, but Marlo won the shadiest. The best read, they gave it to Kenya. They gave it to Kenya because of that doll thing. I don't remember Kenya. I mean, that was shady. That wasn't really a read, but to me, the best read probably would go to Eva. She reads them. She reads them chicks down. She reads them down. She's shady, but nobody reads better than Phaedra. Phaedra read those girls down, especially Kenya. I miss Phaedra. Bring back the old girls, because I know next week, is it this week or next week, Love and Hip Hop New York is back, and they're bringing back all the OGs, all the originals from season one, and that's the only reason I'm going to watch this show again. I'm going to try to review it. I can't give any guarantees because I always watch episode 1 or 2 of Love and Hip Hop, and then I cancel my recording because it's always team too much. But I want to see the OGs. I want to see what they're doing, and I feel like that's what Atlanta needs. Like, all these new people, let them go. Bring back Sheree. What did Sheree do wrong? She bone carried for Kim. Okay. Don't bring Kim back though. Zosette. Don't bring her back. But bring back Sheree, let her bone carry some more. She cool with everybody on IG. Bring back Phaedra. I mean, Candy gonna have to get over it. Shit, she forgave Portia. So, don't forgive Phaedra. Shade ass the whole time. But bring Phaedra back too. But okay, next. What's next? I said these last two were completely unnecessary. The producers wrote these on these medals to get these bitches to fight, to get them to shade each other. I was the thirsty one. I was here for, but the insecure one, no. But let's get, who was the thirstiest? Giovanna wanted, they wanted to give it to Tanya, and I'm like, why? What has Tanya done to be thirsty? If anything, Tanya is like the little ball of sunshine, like the little goofy one that lightens up the mood. I don't know why Tanya, and then they wanted to say it was Marlo. Is Marlo thirsty? I don't think Marlo is thirsty. I think Marlo wants a peach. She deserves one. She's carried a lot of the drama of this show to make it continue. Because let me tell you, a lot of these girls have brands now. They've been on, this is season 12. A lot of these girls have brands, especially Nene, Candy, even Cynthia, Portia, Kenya. A lot of them now are making a lot of money off of just this platform. The little bit of $1 million for a season, 800 for a season, 500,000 for a season. That's probably just they tax money. You know what I'm saying? They're making money off of selling things on Instagram, off of branding products, off of just business deals in general. Like, these girls are making a lot of money from this platform, and they are at the point now, after 12 seasons, the stuff they did in seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they can't do now. One, we live in a much more PC world where a lot of the shit they did won't fly. A lot of brands aren't gonna tolerate that fighting, that a lot of, it's just a lot of foolishness that they aren't gonna tolerate, especially all that stuff that went down around Phaedra. So I kind of understand why Phaedra can't come back, and they don't want to tarnish the Housewives brand. So a lot of these girls can't get down and dirty and make the show entertaining like they used to. And that's why a lot of the drama is fake, and I feel like that's why they need to just recast, because it's turning into infomercials. It's turning into TLC baby zones. Say yes to my dress. I don't want to see that on the Housewives. That's why, to me, it's getting dry and boring. But let's get on with this review. It's getting longer than what I wanted it to be. The last one is, who's the most insecure? Oh, and it was funny when they had the thirsty one, Giovanna one, and Portia was in her confessional, was like, have you seen Giovanna's IG? And then they had pictures of her dancing in the middle of the street like she was drunk. Hilarious. Okay, Giovanna won. Insecure turned into Marlo's Bible study moment. Like, we're all special. We all have stuff wrong with us. And I think Marlo, she's not as, I don't think she's really as bad as people think. I think she plays the reality TV game, and in that moment it switched on her. Like, the most insecure, that's some bullshit. I know Cynthia ain't come up with that. Let's have a kumbaya moment. And everyone went around saying their insecurities. Great. We, as women, we all have one. I'm showing one of my biggest ones on camera now. I hate these dark circles on my cheeks, but I ain't wearing makeup at night to do this review, so who cares? Everyone has an insecurity. But all of those women are also very confident. So whatever their insecurity is, I'm sure their confidence overpowers that. And at the end of it, they didn't give out that award. And Kenya went kind of to a dark place where she said her insecurity is never being able to find that, what does she call it? Did I write it down? Unconditional love. And everyone was like, Portia asked, why do you feel that way? And I think everyone was kind of thinking she was talking about her husband. And maybe she was talking about her husband, but I think her true insecurity is she never got that unconditional love from her mother. That is always going to be a hole in her heart. And she's probably always looking for love in the wrong places. And I have a soft spot for Kenya, though she starts a lot of shit. She's also good TV at the end of the day. And Candy was like, "Is this the help? I feel like I'm smart, I'm pretty, I'm precious," whatever that little girl was saying in the help. And then they all laughed and the show went off. Great. The Bailey Q was fun. I did enjoy this episode better than the first, what was that, 4? It took them a long time to get started. I think it's going to jump off some more with this tape next week. I'm ready to see them go on this trip because I think that's when it's really going to jump off. So I don't know how many episodes we got to wait for that. The season, what's going to help them is the season is too long. The drama that these ladies give is not 20 episodes worth of drama. Cut it down to 12 to 15. Pack it in there. Let's get this ball rolling. But at the end of the day, The Housewives is one show that I have not given up on. I love The Housewives. It's always my number one. I'm into the Potomac Girls. Those are the only 2 Housewives shows that I watch. I can't wait for Potomac to come back. I'm into Black Ink Chicago is coming back this week. I gave up on New York. Black Ink New York is so fake. The stuff that they do, I don't know. It's too much. All of them are team too much. I quit watching that. Chicago might be on team too much. They might get the delete on the DVR this season too. I don't know. And Love and Hip Hop Miami, not Miami, New York is back. I've already deleted all the rest of the Love and Hip Hops. The only one I haven't is Atlanta. Atlanta has a special place with me. And I feel like, I know Jocelyn already has her own show on the Zeus network. I really don't want to watch her in a strip club. And I don't want to pay for Zeus. But bring her back. Bring her back on Atlanta. Mona Fix It. Because I deleted Atlanta too, but I'm gonna put it back on because I want to at least see what's gonna happen this season. But I'm probably gonna delete it because it's so many. I've never seen a reality show that has to have like 20 to 25 people in the cast. It's time to let it go. I can't keep up, and it gets boring. And all it is, every season is somebody sleeping with my man, and it's women fighting over some man and. Oh, you used to date my man, but I ain't dated him in 10 years, but I don't want you dating him. It's all foolishness that I can't take. But that was Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to see you all again this week. I'm going to do a makeup tutorial. I want to do some holiday looks and put them out there. Another video I have, I'm thinking of doing is my favorite lipsticks because I love lipstick. And I want to show off some holiday colors for the winter. And so I have a couple of makeup videos coming. And of course, I'm going to continue to review The Housewives. Love and Marriage Huntsville is over. We have to wait till next season. Nothing else good is coming on, y'all. I'm telling you what I'm ready for is Greenleaf. Like Oprah. Own network. Y'all didn't say when Greenleaf was coming back, but I need it back in January. The way y'all left the season, amazing season finale. I'm talking too much, but bring back Greenleaf. Okay, everybody, subscribe to my channel, Kiss My Cheeks TV. I appreciate you all for watching my videos. Like the videos. Share the videos so your friends can watch it. I need people to get to know me. And leave comments. Let's talk about the episode. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what I forgot. Let me know what that child's name is. Is it Kyla? Let me know Todd's daughter's name. Put it all in the comments. We can discuss. Come back and see me. I'm going to have some more up probably next week. So thank you for watching. Have a good night. Bye. Turn this damn thing.